Hello everyone and welcome back to Around the Farm. I know it's been a while since I've had a video up, and I know I say that every time I post one, but I was standing in about this spot last night having a beer, watching the rain. We weren't really forecasted to get any weather, and then at about, 6 o'clock, my pager went off. I have a pager for being on the fire department. My pager went off for a severe weather warning and a tornado watch. And then this storm just kind of popped up out of nowhere. But anyways, we did end up with some tree damage. I'm just going to do a little bit of a walk around and kind of tell you guys about it. There's a lot of branches this size, kind of spread out everywhere. The backyard didn't get too bad, but there is some down back there. I haven't actually gone down along the tree grove to see if there's any major trees down back there. But there's another decent sized one over there. We actually lost power at about 11 o'clock, I'd say. And the reason we lost power is because a branch blew off of this tree and landed on these power lines. And it bridged between the two power lines and started on fire. And that was just before the big gust of wind and rain came through. And then when that big gust came through, it blew it out of the power lines for the most part. There's still a little piece stuck up there, but so after that fell off, then it wasn't on fire anymore, but we still didn't have power, so we had to call the power company and they had to come out, and it actually knocked out that tree grove over there is father-in-law's place, and then just down the road that way is my wife's uncle's place, and we're the only three that lost power because of this. But anyways, if I can get in here, you can actually see where it burned the tree there. That was kind of interesting. I'd never seen anything like that happen. So we got a lot of branches and stuff down over here. As I pan up, you'll see where the worst of it was. We had some old trees over here, and I don't know how this managed to not fall on the machine shed roof, but somehow it didn't. It all fell down, and I guess the wind was coming out of the north, which that's very uncommon for here. Usually it comes out of the southwest, but because the wind came out of the north, I think is why we were as lucky as we were. This was all dead tree that you're seeing here. I'm just going to come in with the tractor and scoop up as much as I can. I'll have to probably bring the chainsaw over and cut up some of the bigger pieces, but we'll get this all cleaned up, and then we're going to have to get a telehandler in here to do the rest. This is the one that I can't believe it didn't hit the shed. It actually broke off right here and must have just kind of fallen straight down. But we'll get a telehandler in here and cut it up a little bit at a time so it's not so dangerous. But that sure gouged into the ground pretty darn far. But obviously the tree was rotted away. It was going to happen eventually. And unfortunately, I think we have the same situation going on right here, and this one would definitely fall on the shed. I don't see any way around that, and so I think what we're going to probably end up doing is going up in the telehandler and cutting it down at little pieces at a time if we can get up high enough. If we can't, we may have to call a tree service in on this one, and I really don't want to do that because that's going to be really expensive, but it's probably going to be cheaper than replacing the roof of my shed and everything inside of it. And honestly, this whole tree should just come down because you can see, through here and stuff like that, you can see weak spots in the whole thing. But I'm not as concerned about the stuff that's leaning away from the shed, I guess. But the rest of this definitely needs to come down, and I'm not really sure how we're going to go about doing that yet, but it's going to need to happen soon, I think. So this is probably the worst of it right here. Like I said, mostly old dead stuff, but we'll walk around the rest of the way here. I don't know if there's anything down along these sides here. If there is, I'll show it to you guys. Otherwise, I'm going to end this part of the video here. I do see one down back there in between those two wooden posts, but I think that one's been down since the last time we had a wind come through. But I'll probably get in there and get that one cleaned up as well. Looks like more of the same back here in the backyard. Lots of small branches down. I was concerned about this one here coming down on the shop, but it looks like it held on for now. This is another one that I'm worried about at some point is probably going to come down in a place where I don't want it to. I am going to go up and trim some of that when I get a chance. But like I said, it looks like a lot of the same. There's a lot of dead branches in this tree that I wish would have fallen out, so I wouldn't have to go up there and the loader and get them. But that's neither here nor there. And I don't see any huge damage. There is one bigger log down along the grove. I'm sure there's a lot more that happened inside the grove, but I'm not too concerned with that right now. So yeah, without further ado, as they say, I'm going to go ahead and start cleaning this mess up. I guess I'll get the tractor out of the shed and start picking up sticks. But I think I'm going to call it here just because I got home late from work tonight and got enough to do the way it is that I don't want to try and videotape while I'm doing it. Coming up shortly, I should have a video of plumbing a loader for like a 3010, 4020, that series of John Deere tractors. And you can just kind of see around the corner of the shed there, I got another plow. This one is going to be for landscape purposes, but I'll still show you guys what it looks like and whatnot. So that's all I'm going to have for this episode. Thanks for watching. Please leave a like, share, subscribe, and check back for more.